gekozen voor Flush, Biography, van Virginia Woolf. En ik heb daarvoor gekozen omdat ik het een heel grappig boek vind, een mooi, ontroerend boek ook. Ik denk dat het een van de eerste biografieën van een hond is. Ik ben van mening dat er al heel veel boeken over katten bestaan. En een hond vond ik fijn. En daarnaast is het is heel grappig. Ik heb de indruk dat soms vergeten wordt dat niet alleen Virginia Woolf, maar ook de modernisten geweldig veel voor humor hadden. En daarom heb ik er dus voor gekozen. The morning of Wednesday the 2nd September dawned in the rookeries of Whitechapel. The broken windows gradually became smeared with grey. Light fell upon the hairy faces of ruffians lying sprawled upon the floor. Flush woke from a trance that had veiled his eyes and once more realized the truth. This was now the truth. This room, these ruffians, these whining, spapping, tightly tethered dogs, this murk, this dampness. Could it be true that he had been in a shop with ladies among ribbons only yesterday? Was there such a place as Wimpole Street? Was there a room where fresh water sparkled in a purple jar? Had he lain on cushions? Had he been given a chicken's wing nicely roasted? And had he been torn with rage and jealousy and bitten a man with yellow gloves? The whole of that life and its emotions floated away, dissolved, became unreal. Here, as the dusty light filtered in, a woman heaved herself off a sack and staggered out to fetch beer. The drinking and the cursing began again. A fat woman held him up by his ears and pinched his ribs, and some odious joke was made about him. There was a roar of laughter as she threw him on the floor again. The door was kicked open and banged to. Whenever that happened, he looked up. Was it Wilson? Could it possibly be Mr. Browning or Miss Barrett? But no, it was only another thief, another murderer. He cowered back at the mere sight of those draggled skirts, of those hard, horny boots. Once he tried to gnaw a bone that was hurled his way, but his teeth could not meet in stony flesh, and the rank smell disgusted him. His thirst increased, and he was forced to lap a little of the green water that had been spilled from the pail. But as Wednesday wore on, and he became hotter and more parched and still more sore, lying on the broken boards, one thing merged in another. He scarcely noticed what was happening. It was only when the door opened that he raised his head and looked. No, it was not Miss Barrett. Miss Barrett, lying on the sofa in Wimpole Street, was becoming anxious. There was some hitch in the proceedings. Taylor had promised that he would go down to Whitechapel on Wednesday afternoon and confer with the society. Yet Wednesday evening passed, and still Taylor did not come. This could only mean, she supposed, that the price was going to be raised, which was inconvenient enough at the moment. Still, of course, she would have to pay it. I must have my flush, you know, she wrote to Mr. Browning. I can't run any risk and bargain and haggle. So she lay on the sofa writing to Mr. Browning and listening for a knock at the door. But Wilson came up with the letters. Wilson came up with the hot water. It was time for bed, and Flush had not come.